Hi, everybody. I am Jessica Koch, and this is another Profound Professionals interview. I have an amazing profound professional and a profound producer all rolled up in one. I started this interview series in 2018, really wanted to feature leaders in their industry, people who have deep experience, really quality service and how they help people, but also were doing something involved in a cause that was touching the world in a greater way. Today it is my pleasure to have Viktoria Ringhausen with us. She is an experienced and very talented realtor who really goes above and beyond for people, and a powerful motivational speaker and author to boot. So welcome, Viktoria. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm great. I'm so glad to be with you, Jessica. This is awesome.
Yeah, we've been having way too much fun before we started recording. We've been chatting up, so you missed all the good stuff in the back
Right.
office, but that's okay. We'll let you in on a little bit as we go. So to start, I would love to hear about where you're from, and then a little bit what drew you to real estate and where you are now with all the great things that you're doing. So go back a little bit to the beginning. Where are you from?
All right. Well, I just want to tell you thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk to everyone and tell my story. This is a crazy, crazy time. We never thought it's going to be like that. But so I'm actually originally from Russia. I came to the United States 20 years ago, barely spoke English.
Well,
And
you have a powerful story about your life in Russia. That's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
amazing.
Yes, it's actually pretty cool. The new, America is for me was always the land of opportunity and just like this fairy tale country, right? Like I think I saw Disney World when I was like 15 years old on TV in Russia, and I just could not believe that that world is existent in reality.
Yeah.
So when I got married, guess where I go for honeymoon?
It's a magical
Disney
place. We
World.
took our 9-year-old not too long
Yeah,
ago, and it is a fantastic adventure, that's for sure.
yeah. And then I can tell you, I love living in the United States, and I still think this is the land of opportunities. You can be nobody here, absolutely nobody. You can come here with little English. And if you have a desire, if you have a will to win, I always talk about will to win, like it's an important thing. You have to have that desire inside of you to do better, to be better, to help others. And if you have that strong desire inside of you, burning inside of you, there is like no way you can figure out the way to
Yeah,
grow.
that's right. That's one of the things on my vision board for this year, to make a way, so if you
That's a good one.
have a desire, you just make the way. So how did
Yep.
you develop a passion for real estate, or what led you into that part of your journey?
That's actually a really cool story too. You know how we all in our lives think, what is our purpose? We all have that questions. What is our purpose? What's my purpose? So I had that. We moved to Maryland. We've been traveling kind of like I was following my husband. He was in university in one state, then in university in another state. So I was just grateful to be with him and happy. But still, that you always ask yourself, like, what is my purpose? And what I learned, it's like when you start asking the universe and you're really searching for the answers, the universe will provide.
Right. Oh,
So
you asked the question, here's the answer.
yeah, you pop the question, so they're gonna give you the answer. So that's what happened to me. I was kind of searching for my purpose, and I was working in the restaurant. And one day, I was working at Roden Real, and everybody knows Roden Real as a waitress.
Yeah.
And one day, one of my regular customers, who became my friend now, he just left a letter for me. So I came to work, and the manager said, "Hey, Victoria, this is a letter for you." I'm like, "What, a letter? Like, what's all about?" I mean,
Who
and
writes letters?
yeah, who write letters to the waitress? So I'm like, that's weird. So I opened the letter, and it was a note from him with information about real estate classes. And he said, I think you need to look into it. So I said, you know what? I just ask. And that's what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to change lives. So real estate seems like it's really can fit in because you're helping people to find their dream home, right? You help people to reduce that level of stress because you know how stressful it is to move. So that was perfect fit for me, and I just started taking the classes, and the rest of the history.
Yeah, and the rest of the history is she is probably one of the region's most fantastic and talented and caring agent that you will find. So extremely good at what you've done. I think you've even, you know, won some awards and some contests, and you've done some pretty great stuff.
I've
And,
done, yeah.
yeah.
Thank you for your kind words. Yes, I've done that, but you know, at the end, like at some point, it was super important, right? Like to win an award, to be recognized, and like you got to have that trophy. You know, you want to have that trophy, but then at some point, it's like you realize it's not important. Like, okay, you got another trophy. Okay, so what else? I mean, it doesn't mean anything compared to when your client, you know, send you a gift and say, oh my God, thank you so much. We don't know what we've done without you. Or compared to your client just texting and saying, hey, I just put a review for you. And like, wait, what? I didn't even ask for it. You know? Is it a bad review? Because usually we always find time for the bad reviews, right? and then you just find it and you read this awesome, absolutely moving words that make you feel cry. So
I had an experience like that actually. I taught a class and I woke up one morning, came down to my computer, and inside my email was a video testimonial about a client who'd gotten their first London customer. So somebody out of the country that they'd never known before from my LinkedIn class. I sat at my computer and cried like a baby because, you know, I was just so happy that I had made this impact and this connection, this global connection for this person to get this help, and this great person who provides this amazing unique service to have and to find the customer who needed them, right? It was an exciting experience. And so one of the things that you've done though, as you've succeeded and enjoyed the glow of your success with your customers, is you've continued to work on yourself. You've always been drawn to these, you know, self-improvement and powerful speakers and life changers, which kind of led you into your motivational speaking and your book, and writing and authoring your book with one of the most profound individuals in sales space, you know, in history. He's up there in the, you know, I'd say top 5, top 10 or whatever, you know. So Brian Tracy, if you're listening, I'm giving you all these kudos. So tell us a little bit about how that kind of began to evolve. I know you took a ton of workshops and you were just reading and sucking up everything you could. I bet that's a little bit how it started, but where did it go from there?
Well, it is crazy. So how did it all started? Because, you know, when I became really good at real estate and I had so many friends and realtors and come to me and it's like, how in the world did you put it all together? You know, it's like, first, you know, when you just work and go to your goal, you don't think about how did I do that, right? You just do it. So when everybody start asking like, how did you do it? How did you do it? I start asking myself like, okay,
How
so
did I do it?
how did I do it? And can I teach someone else to do it the same way, right? So we can all succeed, you know, because I believe in abundance. I mean, this world is an abundant place.
Yes,
There is
absolutely.
no shortage of anything. We create the shortage with our mind. That's how we create the shortage. There is no shortage of anything. That look how much knowledge we have. We can just go on YouTube. Oh my God. I mean, look at Jessica and I we are talking right now through Zoom. We don't even have to be in the same room and set up whole interview thing. And, you know, we can just do it this way, right? And then it's unbelievable how much we have available to us. So I start thinking about it like, okay, how does it all happen? And how in the world, like I've been in Russia, like, you know, perestroika happened, everything collapsed. I don't have a job. And all of a sudden, here I am sitting in a nice office and selling real estate. It's like, how is this all happening? So I started research and I discovered this amazing coaches, or I would say gurus or teachers. I mean, Jack Canfield is my favorite, absolute favorite. I love Jack. I think he is what he's done. If you don't know who is Jack Canfield, you probably know Chicken Soup with a Soul. Everyone knows Chicken Soup with a Soul, right?
He did a book collaboratively with some others too. I'm looking around because I have it around here somewhere, on the power of focus. That is just really
excellent.
Remarkable.
Law of Attraction. Oh my God, read that book. It's just like, you know, switch in your head. I mean, the whole thing, you know, I forgot to mention, the whole thing starts from Secret.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the movie Secret, it's like, please go and watch it, because it's just going blow your mind.
Yeah, it's one of those things you have to watch like once a quarter, twice a year, something like that. It's on the schedule. Just rewatch.
But it's so cool when you watch it first time. When you watch it first time, and it's like, oh my God, I didn't even realize. And look at all these people. So everyone who was in The Secret, I kind of start following and researching them. And Jack Canfield, he wrote the book, The Success Principles, which absolutely, it's like my Bible, you know, that's a book that changed my life for sure. And then of course, Brian Tracy, I mean, he talks about the sales a lot. I follow him for more about procrastination, you know, Eat That Frog. Excellent book, isn't it?
I'm a big fan of Zig Ziglar too, and I still
Zig Ziglar's great.
Hill. I go back and listen to his talks, his historic talks, and even on YouTube they have some of his black and white presentations there, and they're just as powerful today and mean just as much, and can be incorporated into modern technology and automation and social media. But it's the principles that are so profound.
Oh my God, when you listen Napoleon Hill, you're like, wait, is he like recording right now at this moment? Even like with pandemic, right? Like you listen and like, what? How does he know what's happening? You know, it's just so related. You're absolutely right. So, you know, like Napoleon Hill is, I could call him my teacher. Jack Canfield is my teacher. Brian Tracy is my teacher. Les Brown, if you haven't, you know, Les Brown, I remember I had a moment in life when you have doubts. We all have doubts, right? And Les Brown has this phrase. He said, just think that it's possible. It's possible. It's not like, yes, I can do it, I can kill it, you know, this is it, I'm going. Just say, it's possible for me. And that's a little mind shift, just like little tiny mind shift like that can propel you to change your life. So every one of them, gosh, I'm just, you know, Dean Graziosi, oh my God.
The list is too long because
Tony Robbins.
Ken Blanchard is also amazing. He wrote The 1 Minute Manager, but then
oh my God,
he was profoundly changed by that book spiritually, where he didn't have much of a spiritual faith. And then after producing 1 Minute Manager, he now produced a Lead Like Jesus. So
oh wow,
his whole life, if you listen to
that.
his story on YouTube, oh my God, he does an interview and it's an hour long. You should watch it, even though it's an hour long. And I have to tell you, it is a profound story. It's so fascinating. How
Well, put it in the link so
Yeah,
we
I
would
will
know.
definitely put it in the links of this YouTube
Yeah,
because it's a fantastic one. I mean, there's just so many great teachers, right?
they are. And but you know what's interesting about great teachers? What because I've done so many, and I spent thousands and thousands. I probably spent
Me
like $200,000. You know, probably more.
Not that
Don't tell
much.
my husband.
I might be
Hopefully not.
approaching, but not. I might be approaching my first 100,000 in education, but maybe not two
Well,
hundred thousand.
well, in the entire whatever 10 years of like, if you think about how many courses and everything, like, you know, I took, but what I discover is basically it's still always kind of the same message,
It absolutely
right?
is. It just keeps getting a different twist. So one of my other favorites is Mark Allen, and but
Hmm.
he does everything kind of in this easy and relaxed manner in a healthy and positive way for the greater good of all. You know, this or something even more profound will occur. That's like
Right.
his mantra. And I like to listen to the audiobooks where the authors actually read it because it's like I know this person. I was just talking about William Ury and his book called Getting to Yes with Yourself.
Oh,
That's a
I haven't
profound
heard
one.
that one.
Yeah, he is a master negotiator. His first book years ago was the Art of Negotiation, Getting to Yes, right?
Hmm.
And he wrote
I
that.
read that
He
one.
wrote that with someone else.
It was really good.
Somebody Fisher, I think Roger Fisher is who he wrote that with. But anyway, he wrote the other one years and years later, and it is profound because we negotiate with ourselves far more than we ever negotiate with anyone outside of ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But like many of these principles, they came from hundreds of years ago, you know. But when he reads the audio and you listen to it that way, it's you feel like you know him, and he shares pieces of his family and how he
Mm.
came to this realization and his life. And it's just I think it's so much more impactful. It's almost like getting inside someone's mind or being a
I
part
gotta
of
read that one.
yeah, it's a very good one.
You see, and that's what I love. Sometimes, you know, I think everything happened for a reason, right?
Mhm.
And when we search, then information
Mhm.
is appear. So like somebody watching this interview with us, they might never heard, like I've never heard your guy. Well, I heard as a book, but like now I'm going to pick up that book and something's going to change in my life.
Mhm.
So it's interesting how everything works in the universe, and everything happened kind of for, well, not kind of, it's actually does
Yeah.
happen for a reason. So I'm glad that we're sharing some names I don't even know you're telling me, and I'm gonna go check. So, but the message is sometimes, you know, I say, "Oh my God, Jack Canfield is so awesome," and my girlfriend read the book and is like, "Eh." But then she's like, "Have you heard of, you know, Dean Graziosi? Oh my God, he's so awesome!" And he's still awesome, but I can't think of anyone who's not
And
right now. But what I'm saying, what I mean,
it's
that
timing too. It's
it's
the
timing, right?
information, the timing. And that's the other reason I have a couple of key books that I recycle and re-listen to. Eat That Frog happens to be one of them because it helps me kind of get my mindset in the
Which one?
beginning of the year. Eat That Frog by
Okay,
Brian Tracy, because it helps you kind of, it's the mentality of getting organized and getting your stuff done and checking
right.
off the list. And I do that at the beginning of every year, new year, or actually at the tail end of the year. So November, December, I start reading the things to get my mindset for the first quarter of the new year, right? And I
Smart.
always listen to the Millionaire Course over and over again by Mark Allen, just because it's a beautiful
Mm,
story and process. It's actually a workbook of how to get yourself where you want to go next. And there's
mm,
just so many of these that you need the refresher. You know, like I said,
right.
once a year, you should make it so that you are at least listening to the law of attraction if that impacted you, because you're going to hear something new, something different, because you're new and different, right? A whole year went by, you grew, you
Absolutely.
changed, and something else needs to be heard. So you started to soak yourself up as like a sponge with all of these great things. And then what happened? How did you become this motivational speaker and author as you're just sucking it all up like a sponge as a student? What happened next?
Well, then, because of Success Principles with Jack Canfield, I just took the course. They offer the training, so I can teach the Success Principles, and I love the course.
So
I
you're
love the book.
certified in that?
Yes. So now I teach Success Principles to organizations. I can do that, and
Fantastic.
yep. And another thing, everybody's like, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. And a lot of times people like, it's, you know, how often you hear like, I can't write the book. So I said, okay, fine. I will prove you. So the girl with a broken English, with a horrible accent, if I can do it, you have no excuse. You just cannot say. So that was more kind of like a motivational project for me, you know, just to show my clients like, you have no excuse. I mean, if you want to do it, just go ahead and do it.
Accent. I think it's an advantage. I don't know.
So anyway, I was a part of the collaborative books with Brian Tracy. Mm-hmm. And a lot of wonderful, wonderful authors. So it's like the interview kind of what you do, right? You find these amazing people and you interview them and find different stories. So that's what this book is. It's called The Will to Win, which completely fit with me because that's what I always talk about. Find your will to win. Find your will to win. So when I was able to be a part of the Will to Win project, so that was super cool. And I was fortunate enough to meet everyone who is part of this book.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was like 20 of us. So we all met in Hollywood and talked, and it was so cool. Like if you purchase the book, you will see, like they say, oh, you're the Russian girl, you know? And I would say, oh, I know, you're the dentist. And oh, you're the ice cream girl. Like there was another story, you know, oh, you're the runner. I mean, like, you know, we recognize all each other by the stories, and it was just unforgettable moment in my life. And then I had chance to actually meet Jack Canfield, and he presented me with a certificate that I can teach his classes, which was unbelievable. And we had interview with him. He is the way he is, right? So he's so real.
Yeah,
like when I spend time with him,
I gather the impression, as I haven't met him, but that he's genuine and kind and soft-spoken and more humble. And he even, what I like about him is I know that he even goes and seeks other talented people in the industry, even in the sales industry, to continue to sharpen his saw and to learn things he doesn't know. I happen to know that he has collaborated and worked with someone else I follow, which is Lisa Sasevich, and she is all about developing your irresistible offer. Another really fantastic person to follow on YouTube and watch some of her videos. I mean, I hate to say this, but I don't know how the woman's making any money. I know she makes millions, but she gives the reason I say that is a compliment to her is she gives so much in her free content and in the videos she shares on YouTube that you can walk away and apply what she's teaching. It's very powerful. So she's one of the other people I just adore.
But that's what I noticed with amazing teachers that, you know, all the names we know, basically, they gave out so much just for free, just to share. And they're very humble and so generous with their knowledge. And you really do think like, gosh, how do you make money?
And speaking of that generosity and knowledge, how about you share some of the things that you were able to teach as an author in that book? So what are some of the things that you were able to cover?
So my story was 5 keys how to succeed in life and basically find your will to win. And so I was talking about the 5 keys, and I can share some with you. Well, number 1, I mean, you have to kind of know the story behind a little bit. So how did I come up with all this, right? So like the first one, because when perestroika happened, in Russia. I don't know if you heard perestroika. When Soviet Union just collapsed, right? There was no jobs, no opportunities. It was a really tough time.
Yeah.
So I was working at the bakery at that time, and it was crazy. I was super grateful for the job because we had bread. We had fresh baked bread. You couldn't go to the grocery store and buy it. I mean, it was absolutely gift, and I was be able to share that gift with my neighbors and with my friends a little bit. So a lot of times in the winter time, you know, when I go home really late in the middle of the night, it's pretty scary. I mean, I was a young girl, right? And one time I got super scared. I'm not going to go through the entire story, but this drunk gentleman, not gentleman, I wouldn't call it, drunk guy was following me, and I ran away. And then it's hit me when you're so low, you know, how sometimes, like, I know a lot of people right now feels that way. Like, you know, you losing your job, you don't have anything. It's like, oh my God, how am I going to survive? What that feeling, I know we have some of my friends, I heard they say, hey, I just lost my job. So like, you're in this state. But then there is a powerful realization: when you have nothing to lose, you have no way to go by up, only up. That's it. You're on the bottom. So when you have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. And that was super powerful, because it's kind of, you know, how we always worried and have a fear to screw it up. Well, you have nothing to lose. So what if you screw up? You're still better than you were before. So that was one of keys to success, I think, that helped me a lot even like in other years, you know, in the future, because every time I have to make a decision, I'm like, well, what do I have to lose, right? What is it going to be worse, or is it going to be better? And I just analyze it, and most of the times it's going to be better. It's always going to be better, you know. So another one of my rules is grab every opportunity that comes your way. And I have so many examples from my life. You know, one of the examples is there was a job opportunity on a cruise ship, and you're thinking, oh my God, how awesome, how romantic, it's cruise ship, it's fun. Well, it was a dishwasher job opportunity. How awesome that sound, right? So of course, because I didn't speak English very well, so what other job could they offer me? But I took it. I took a dishwasher job at the cruise ship because I thought, well, it is an opportunity to get on the ship, to move forward. It was the same when, like, in real estate, it's so hard, you know, when you're brand new real estate agent, to break through, especially with my accent. They're like, honey, where are you from? You have no clue what you're talking about, right? So, but I was taking every opportunity. I look at the new agents now, like, I remember if somebody said, hey, I need someone to have an open house, I'm in. You know, I need someone to show the house, I'm in. And I did it all for free. Like, nobody paid me. And then one of the agents, she was working for the builder, and she asked me, would you be interested to hold an open houses for me? I was driving 40 minutes to just hold open houses every Saturday and Sunday for free. And I haven't made any money. But later, when they were looking for builder manager, that agent mentioned my name and said, this girl really wants to work. So you see, sometimes we think, I don't have time for that. But if we don't take the opportunity, every opportunity leads to even better opportunity. And when you understand that, then it just, you have no way
So
to
true.
just go up, right?
It's so
You probably had, and sometimes in our life, you think, oh, I'm not going to do that. You know, this sounds stupid. This sounds waste my time. And you don't do it. And then, like, oh my God, if I've just have done that, I could be right there. And don't you have that, Jessica, too?
Oh, I have people who tell me, why are you teaching? Because I was helping with workforce development classes and government classes at the economic development level and different things like that. And I was doing it for free. And people are like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, well, because they need it, because it's the right thing to do, because it's good. And then what happened was when grant money would come available, I was the first person they would call, and I would actually receive funding for the training because they had the grant money there. So
Yeah,
if you do
exactly.
good things, things come around, and other business opportunities would open up for me. Other companies would want my training that heard about me, and I got a letter of reference from government entity, written letter. So that's really powerful. So they just, lots of different opportunities do open up when someone asks you, hey, will you do this? I always raise.
Yeah, when you grab the opportunity, you get more opportunities. That's just the law, so that's why I see so many times that, like young people, I say, hey, I have a rental. Would you take it? Okay, got it.
All
So,
right, so
but
recapping, Lau. The first one was, what do you have to lose, right?
so if you have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain, right?
Next
Then
one.
the second is grab every opportunity.
Okay, now where are we?
The third one is always be grateful. And you and I just talked about it. To have a gratitude journal is crucial. And if you look around, there's always something to be grateful. Like, my kids, we all have kids, well, not all of us, but like we have kids right now. They like, I'm bored. This is horrible. This is torture. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I know. And then when we send you to school, they say they want a day off and they want it to snow so they can stay home. Well, now you're home all the time. Now what?
Right. But sometimes like adults talk the same way, like
it's too hot, it's too cold.
it is, yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm by myself, or I have too many kids, or I'm married, or I'm not married. It's like it's always we find something to complain about instead of looking at it and say, oh my God, I'm by myself right now. I have so much time to develop, and help myself to grow, right? Oh my God, I have kids right now. Well, I have so much time to actually learn my kids and spend time with them.
Well, the other reason is gratitude is such a high energy frequency, right? So all these emotions and thoughts and all these things are connected to energy, as we're beings of energy. And if you can keep yourself on that higher frequency, then you're going to attract more positive, good frequency things to me. And I'm going to do a shout out of a shameless plug. I have someone who just sent me this gratitude journal, totally custom to me, with my name on it and the picture from my profile on Facebook. And I'm going to share, if it's okay with Victoria.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a great idea.
Because he makes it for promotional products. So you could send that really personal, and it's start your day with gratitude. It's a gratitude journal. It's just a fantastic idea. And I think there's power in writing that gratitude down too, don't you think?
Oh, yes. And then, what's interesting? I just noticed, like, if I spend 5 minutes, like, I don't know if you read, I'm jumping, but if you read the Miracle Morning book.
Yeah, I have a friend who went through that like religiously, and I vicariously through her lived some of that book. I didn't actually get through it myself, and I haven't done it, but I was staying with a friend who absolutely adored that. So
well, because it makes it as a routine. It's make it that you don't miss it. So you have like this power hour for yourself, which we never can find time, right? And when you have that 10 minutes of doing important things for yourself, and part of it is writing gratitude for me. So I can tell you, if I don't do it, my husband actually would say, well, have you done your Miracle Morning? It's like, because my attitude is different. I'm complaining about stuff, that I typically don't. I mean, and it's such a difference, because what you said, it's a mindset. When you start day with the gratitude, and we can be so grateful for, I mean, I have hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears. That's already to be grateful. I mean, how many people don't realize, you know, and or don't have that. I mean, come on, guys, you know. So I always think,
suck it up, Buttercup, and be grateful. That's number 3. All right, what's the next one?
I know, just always want to like shake everyone and say, wake up, we have so much. The sunrise.
Yeah.
Wake up, we have so much to be grateful for, you know. We don't have a war, come on. So anyway, the other rule is kind of funny, but it works. So I kind of took it from my children, you know, how precise okay, I'm just going to use different word. Persistent they are.
Yes, the children are very persistent. I want ice cream.
Oh.
Can I have some ice cream? Is there any ice cream? Mm-hmm. Mom, you said we could have ice cream.
Yes.
Well, now I want ice cream. Oh, that was a bad example.
But a lot of times, like I give in, right? Like if it just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. And
wear us out like the squeaky wheel.
Or like, can I have a bicycle? No, can I have a bicycle? I mean, and eventually they get the bicycle. So what I learned, just to be in sales, I guess, and real estate, and it's good for life too. It helps with the husband.
Doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt. Or with my mom, or even with my children, to ask like a child, right? So I sometimes, you know, I call on people and say, hey, how you doing? You know, I know you were looking at buying a house. Are you still interested? And they're like, no, I'm not interested. Okay, cool. I understand. And then I feel like I shouldn't be calling anymore. You know, I don't want to bother people, but I don't know what's happening. And I kind of learned. So my mission is help. If I can help, and I know I can help, I will try to help. Till person who's going to tell me like, look, I don't want to hear you. You're not going to help me.
Take a hike.
Yeah, take a hike, which it's fine with me. If that's what they want to do, it's fine, you know. And the same with my friends, it's the same with the, you know, success principles. If I can push you to get better, to make success, you know, to succeed in your goals that you had for gazillion years, come on. If I can push you, I'll push you. If you tell me, that's it, Victoria, this is too much, I'm done, I'll go away. But I know I can help.
Well, there's all kinds of studies that say, you know, between the 4th and now at this stage, the 17th time that you touch someone or ask or reach out to them or put your information in front of them is when they buy. And most salespeople quit after the 3rd time. So most sales happen from the 4th to the 17th time, and most salespeople quit at number 3. So if you can be professionally persistent and creatively communicative, right, where you're touching this person different ways and for different reasons, then you're going to win above anyone else anyway, because everybody else is quit.
Exactly. And you have then less people is talking, then, you know, less competition. I guess I can say competition you have. So you're absolutely right. I always tell the story about how I was on a cruise ship, you know, I was a dishwasher, and that's where that ask as like a child kind of happened. I asked if I can be a waitress, and for the first time, of course, she's like, do you speak English? No. Okay, go. Then the second time I just ask again, you know, so I was just watching what's happening in the ship, you know, people were leaving because it's a tough job. It's still a tough job. And I keep asking, and eventually she said, okay, if you screwed up, you go back to dishwasher. Well, I had nothing to lose. You see, rule number 1, nothing to lose. So why wouldn't I ask? So that, and it's helping. In whole my life, like you just keep asking, you know, and things happen.
All right, another recap. So we started with
you have nothing to lose, only to gain. The second one is grab every opportunity. The third one, please be grateful for what you have.
All right, where are we going next?
Ask like a child.
Okay.
And the fifth one is kind of, you have to do it. You have to work on your mind.
The magic recipe. You have to work on your mind.
Yes, you have to work on your mind. And I cannot understand why everyone believes like, oh, I got to exercise to look good, right? We all believe that. I
Mhm.
gotta eat healthy to look good. We all believe that. Okay, but about our mind, like, I don't need this. I don't need this motivational crap. Yes, you do. Oh, I shouldn't use that word.
No, I think we're good. We will
Well,
mark on YouTube, this is not for children, so we're good.
okay, well, one word. Okay, I didn't say any bad words.
We're okay. And it was muddled with an accent. It could have been anything. It could have been grape. Who knows?
So anyway, but I believe that you do. Like, I listen to motivational speeches every single day. And
Yeah.
I listen to books, like self-improvement books. Some
Me
people
too.
ask me, what have you read lately? I'm like, well, everything I read and listen is self-improvement because I want to
Me
be
too.
better. That's what, and I want the world to be
Best
better. And I
version
want to,
of ourselves.
right?
I love
So
that.
you gotta exercise your mind. And when we stop, like, sometimes, I have friends and they depressed because what's happening right now in the world. And I say, well, just listen to this wonderful motivational speech. And she would say, I don't need it. I'm like, you do. Do you need to
Yeah.
exercise to stay healthy?
Yeah.
You do. I mean, there's like no other way. So it's the same. So I think it's
Things that inspire you.
very
Yeah,
important to
I
keep
agree.
yourself motivated, because nobody can make us motivated.
That's right.
Only, and we are the worst critics
Yeah,
ourselves.
that's
The
true.
worst. We beat each other all the time. I do that all the time. Like, how horrible, how what a failure, and I gotta I could have done better in my 40 years. We love doing that to ourselves, especially women. We
Mhm.
are so hard on ourselves.
Yeah, it's true.
And what's pull us up is being grateful.
Hmm.
Oh, being grateful. Two things: being grateful and working on your mind. That's
That's right.
just two things that
And I'll
save
make
me.
sure we put that full list of the principles in the description of this YouTube video, also in the article. Now, one of the reasons I started Profound Professionals and Profound Producers was because I really wanted just to feature these amazing people, but also that the causes and the ways they touched the world and helping others. And I know a lot of what you do does impact that way. But what are some things outside of business and work and what you've been up to um, that you've been involved in? Do you have any special cause or thing that you work with?
I do. One of the organizations I support is Save the Children.
Mhm.
And I kind of started, it's funny how I start from the running half marathon. When I decided to run my first marathon, I signed up to half marathon, my first. It was a Disney half marathon, and it was with
Of
state.
course it was Disney.
Well, you gotta do it that you remember, that's your first.
Did
You
you
gotta
wear
do.
Mickey Mouse ears when you went?
I did, but I was part of it was a part of fundraiser for the Save the Children organization, and I started reading about it and see what else I can do. And after the Disney marathon and all that, I just thought, okay, what else can I do? So I decided to donate the portion of each of my commission from real estate to Save the Children organization. And
I love
I've been doing it for 2 years. And last year was super cool because I can see you can donate in different project. And one of the project I had is to build the school
Oh, yay.
in a third world country. And why? Because when they build small schools for the villages, that's only the medical facilities they have, because they have to have one nurse in the school. So these kids, they don't have anyone else. So it's not just education, not just to have a school, it's actually the medical facility that I thought about that too. So we actually built one school last year, and because of all my clients and because of the donations we did. So, and it's super cool. And I'm glad I can do it.
Well, I bet your clients, when you sent them that letter or that card or made that announcement to say your home was, part of the success of building this school, how exciting for them to be part of that,
Right.
Really powerful. We'll make sure that information, the vision, the mission, and the links and how you could help or get involved for that program will also be.
Well, actually, I got to talk about one more, because the Save the Children organization, it's more like a worldwide, right? But at the same time, I want to have some impact. And if I can help, I want to help where we are, where we live in. And I hear that a lot too, like, why are we spending money everywhere when we can? So I try to help
Both.
Everywhere, both.
I got
So I do support the End Hunger in Calvert.
I love that organization. Great.
They doing such an amazing job. So right now they building the new warehouse, and they definitely need money for that. So I donate from each of my commission toward that warehouse as well.
And that is a deceiving name, because really they are touching lives so far beyond Calvert County, and their mission and their vision has grown so much more powerful than that. And they are not just feeding families, but they're educating minds and opening up job opportunities, and helping with teaching them people who love the idea of culinary arts to learn how to run a business and
absolutely
and have a skill or be a part of a restaurant or whatever. I think they are taking the whole, feeding the community and beyond.
Not just the body, but the mind too. That's the thing that, and you're absolutely right. That's how, I just heard, and hunger Calvert, and it was like, okay, great. But then when I went to Chesapeake Church and I heard what they've done and what they doing, I mean, I'm honored to be part of it. I am honored truly to say, hey, I'm supporting them. And I know a lot of people feel the same way in our community. So we can support it. It's all on us, right?
Yeah. Well, before we wind too close to a complete end, is there anything that we didn't cover about the real estate business or the book and your motivational speaking opportunities or the causes? Anything that we missed that you wanted to share?
Well, I can share that you can find me on the Find the Will to Win. I am going to have a new class coming in September. You can find information there. You can purchase my book, and I usually sign all the copies with a special note from me. So you can purchase from my website as well. I think that's about it. And please don't hesitate to reach out to me if I can help with real estate, or if I can help in life, just with the success principles, or just if you need to talk, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help.
And if your company or your organization is looking for some of these certified trainings with the Brian Tracy certifications and
Jack Canfield,
and so some of our other programs, she's able to come into your corporate location or even virtually and run a training session. So if that's you who makes that decision, or maybe someone from your team, consider sharing this information with them. Again, all the ways to reach Viktoria will be in the description here, as well as in the article. And we thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit more about this profound professional and producer, Viktoria. But we always ask you to show your love with action and like, share, and comment. We appreciate that very much. But before we completely say goodbye to everyone, I wanted to see, is there one last thing you could share with us? Maybe a quote or a book or something you do in your life. We covered a lot of that in our interview, but is there one last thing you can share with us before we say goodbye?
Absolutely. The will to win is, I choose it for a reason, because I truly believe you got to have that in your heart. And I always say, if you have a will to win and a desire to succeed, you will be unstoppable. So I will leave you with that.
That's fantastic. So remember to look around, enjoy the beauty that all of God created, but don't forget to look in the mirror and appreciate his greatest creation, which is you. So thank you. And until next time on Profound
Thank you, Jessica.
We'll see you at the next one. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye, Viktoria.
Bye.